Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, BIANCASKOGENBEAUTY. I'm so glad to have you guys here today. How are you guys? Doing good? I hope so. I have a fun video. I think all of my videos are fun because that's why I filmed them, but my mother was in town like 2 weeks ago because she lives in Arizona and I live in Utah. And whenever she's in town, she likes to come go shopping with me because I'm a shopaholic. And where did I get that from? From her. So we like to shop together. And I am signed up for the Cosmetic Company Store emails. And I saw that their 6 for 60 sale was happening while my mother was here. So I was like, okay, perfect. I have been to the Cosmetic Company Store with her before, but it wasn't during one of the 6 for 60 events. They usually, I mean, they have good sales there all the time, but the 6 for 60 is like their best sale because you can get 6 items for $60. Or there used to be 2 Cosmetic Company stores in the northern Utah area. There was one in Park City, and that's the one that I always would go to. It was really closer to where I worked. One time I was like, honey, there's a 6, my husband, I was like, there's a 6 for 60 happening. Let's go to the Cosmetic Company Store in Park City. So he was like, okay, let's do it. Let's make a date because he's amazing. Guess what? We drove all the way to Park City. It's like an hour and 15 minutes from where I actually live. And it was closed, like moved, like the entire store was gone. Not closed like it was like, you know, for the night. It was gone. And I was like, what? And so I looked up on my app and it was on my app. It still said it was there. So I was deeply offended. Anywho, we still ended up going on a date. So the other one is in Lehigh, which honestly, they're kind of 6s. They're not to tell you where I live, but they're both pretty like an hour-ish far away. I think the one in Lehigh is farther. They're both far away. They're both over an hour away. So my husband was like that one time. He was like, let's go to Lehigh. I can drive you to Lehigh. Park City to Lehigh is like, I don't know, a 2-hour drive, maybe an hour and a half. I don't know. And I was like, honey, you're so sweet, but no. That's too much work. No, I kind of wanted to go see if this Cosmetic Company Store in Lehigh was still even there. It is. And I went and I got 6 for 60. The way the Cosmetic Company Store works is it is an Estee Lauder owned brand store. And so anything that is owned by the umbrella of Estee Lauder is there. So there's a lot of these brands. We have Clinique, Bumble and Bumble, Dr. Jart, Too Faced, Origins, obviously Estee Lauder, because Estee Lauder is, did I say Too Faced? I don't remember if I did. MAC, Tom Ford, again Estee Lauder, Clinique, Bobbi Brown, and Smashbox. I feel like there were other things there, but it's probably only the ones here. So if it is an Estee Lauder brand, it is sold there. And they had the 6 for 60. So you buy 6 items for $60. They did have some extra rules this time. Like you could only get 1 eyeshadow palette. And I was like, huh, interesting. In the past you could get, if you wanted all 6 eyeshadow palettes, you could get it. Though I have to admit, there was like probably Too Faced had an eyeshadow palette. Smashbox had an eyeshadow palette. There wasn't very many eyeshadow palettes there. Like MAC had some singles, but I don't think they had a whole eyeshadow palette. Tom Ford, you weren't allowed to get Tom Ford in the 6 for 60 because Tom Ford is really expensive. In the past, I have gotten Tom Ford for 6 for 60 and like it's a they have a $90 quad. So that 6 for 60 really makes it worth it for the Tom Ford. But they weren't doing that this time. Anyways, it was, there weren't a lot of eyeshadow palettes. I have too many eyeshadow palettes. So I didn't need more than 1 eyeshadow palette. I learned during this event, going there 6 for 60, that the Cosmetic Company Store is still open in Lehigh. My mom really enjoyed it. And I don't know if I'm going to be doing this again because I have a lot of makeup and I just feel like there wasn't as much variety there as there has been in the past. Like I think this is like probably my 4th Cosmetic Company Store video. The other times have been much better for the selection. I don't know. We'll see if I end up doing it again. We'll see. Maybe my mom will come to town and swindle me. And I'm easily swindled, so yes. Okay, let's get into this and show you what I got, Bianca. I didn't quite get a full like face of makeup. I was kind of trying to get a foundation and it's really hard because it is, the way the Cosmetic Company Store works, I believe, is like they get stuff from like department stores that are not selling, I don't think, and then it goes to the Cosmetic Company Store, and so it's like shades that are not selling as well, and so it's, you have to find your shade, and it's hard hard to find. There isn't a whole selection of every shade there. I mean, like, I'm sure all, like, MAC and Bobbi Brown and Smashbox and Too Faced have a good range of shades, but there at the Cosmetic Company store, it was not. So I didn't find a foundation that was in my, like, light medium shade. Also, I don't need more foundations. Foundations, I have too many as it is, and because they're a liquid, they can go bad quicker than like powder, so I chose not to get a foundation this time. Although I feel like I was kind of chilling there for a long time because I was looking for a foundation. Anyways, long story short, let's show you what I got. Okay, one of my 6 for $60. This was the last thing that I picked out. I was having the hardest time with the last thing because I had 5 items, and then I was like, I was trying to get that 6th item being foundation. And I feel like I'm always trying to get the best for my buck. And so I try to get the most expensive things so that, you know, I get $60, but I would have spent, like, I don't know, $300 or something. But this was not that expensive. It is from Smashbox. It is a line and prime pencil. It says for the lips, so I don't think it's for the eyes. This was the last thing I got, and a very, like, it was a last minute decision to get this because I was like, pencils are not that expensive. I should get something more expensive, like a eyeshadow palette. I already got an eyeshadow palette. There is one in here. Like a foundation. Well, this right here, I can tell you how much it was worth. It was $24. So actually that is kind of a pricey eyeliner. $24. Wow. I saved $14 because I got it for 10. All right. It is in the shade Cranberry, which I think is a really fun shade. I like my eyeshadow and my lipstick, not hopefully at the same time. You can see that I'm actually kind of toning it down with the lipstick because I have a crazy eyeshadow look. So I kind of like to switch that sometimes. And so have a fun lip look with a crazy eye look. Wait, a fun lip look with a neutral eye look, or vice versa. Anywho, ignore my Band-Aid. I got like a burn here and it hurts, but I don't know where I got it from. Anywho, so let me show you this. It's just a really pretty cranberry shade. This is something that I use lip liner. I'm using a lip liner right now. I use lip liner every time I wear makeup, and I don't know, it was a good thing. And it was in a shade that would work for me, whereas the foundations, I couldn't find one, so I got it. Let's go least expensive to most expensive. Okay, we have from Too Faced. I thought about it first, just getting everything from Too Faced, because Too Faced is a fun brand. They have like fun colors and fun scents and whatnot, but I was having a hard time, the bronzer stick that they have that kind of smells like orange chocolate. I really wanted that, but they only had it in one shade and it was not my shade. This is the Better Than eyeliner. And it's brown. It's a brown eyeliner. And I like to have different colors. And so having just a black eyeliner all the time, it looks nice. I feel like a black eyeliner is just suitable. Very like classic. But having a brown one sometimes really makes a look like a little bit like a crazy look. It can tone down a crazy look. So I like having brown eyeliners, and I feel like they're harder to find. Black eyeliners are way easier to find than brown. And look, also, my favorite eyeliners are the ones that are brush tips as opposed to felt tips. I like felt tips, but brush tips are my favorite. And sometimes it's hard to know if it's a felt tip versus a brush tip. It doesn't always say. I don't know why. I feel like that's important information you should put on the website or on the box. But it did on this one. It says exclusive dual fiber brush. So it's a brush tip, which is also my favorite. So I was like, brown and a brush? Yep. So this one was a $26 eyeliner, which I don't know if I'd want to spend $26 on an eyeliner. That's a pretty, so these actually usually like die pretty quickly. So I'm glad I got it for 10 as opposed to 26. I saved $16 on that one. More Too Faced. As I was saying, Too Faced is a fun brand. And there were a couple of blushes that I was kind of choosing between. There was a Clinique blush that was fun, but this blush was kind of like, when it recently came out, people were talking about it a lot, and I didn't get it, and it was, I guess it went viral, I don't know, and so I was like, you know what, would I rather have a viral blush or like an Estee Lauder blush that I think might look better with my skin tone? Probably the one that looked better with my skin tone, but I went with the viral one. And this is still a pretty, I have a cool skin tone, so this baby pink still looks pretty good with my skin tone. Pretty blush, right? Yay, $10. It was originally, holy cow, $31. $31 for this tiny little blush. And I got it for 10, so I saved $21. Pretty good, pretty good. There was only the one shade though. I wish there would have been more shades. I probably wouldn't have chose this baby pink because I actually did a video where I did like this cool pink blush so I did a whole bunch of them. So I do already have kind of a few of these, but look how cute it is. Okay, Bianca, you have a problem. All right, the next thing, more Too Faced. I told you I really liked the Too Faced. I just think it's a fun brand. Okay, so this is the Soleil bronzer. And there were different colors, okay? This one actually did have the entire range of colors. It had like light, medium, and dark, and maybe like extra dark. I don't even know what all the colors were. But I thought it was very odd because light to medium skin tone here. I got the darkest shade, which should not even happen. I shouldn't do that. That is not okay. But the light shade was my skin tone. The medium shade was barely darker than my skin tone. And I was like, I don't want a bronzer to not bronze. What's the point? So yeah, this is weird. I kind of know why this was at the Cosmetic Company Store. The weirdest shade range. Weird. And they have them open so you can swatch them there. So I was able to see that. Okay, so this, ooh, it smells like chocolate. Nice. Is the dark chocolate, which was either the darkest color they had there. I think it was the darkest color they had there. Is it the darkest color that Too Faced has? Probably not. But how is this the darkest? So this is the Gucci bronzer that I just got in my last Sephora sale. This is like, I think this is light. This is the light shade. It's not even the medium shade. Look, it's darker. It's darker. What? So just to show you that I'm not being crazy and like, I wasn't trying to buy the wrong shade. What? Okay, so thought that was weird, but I still think that this will be a good bronzer shade. I just thought it was weird. I thought it was weird. Okay, cool. So that bronzer was $32. So I saved $22. This is from Smashbox, so not Too Faced, and BECCA. I remember going to the Cosmetic Company Store when BECCA was still in business. And so I got some BECCA things from the Cosmetic Company Store. Anyways, now they're not. And so Smashbox has kind of gotten some of the BECCA stuff. Anyways, this is the highlighter in the shade Rose Quartz. I love highlighters. Highlighters are expensive. So to get a highlighter, a like BECCA Cosmetics highlighter for $10, I mean, I don't think you can beat it. Especially like new. You might be able to get it for $10 like on Poshmark or something, but brand new, nice. Right? Nice. So this is the Rose Quartz one. They also had the champagne one. So there were two colors. That champagne one I have a mini size of. So I didn't want to get the full size of the one that I already have. I don't have this one from BECCA, or I didn't. Now I do. So yay! That highlighter was originally $42. It actually technically is called a Shimmering Skin Perfector, not a highlighter. But I'm calling it a highlighter because that's what I'm using it as. $42. I got it for $10. Okay, great. The last but not least thing, you might already know because I told you I got a palette. It is also from Smashbox. They had one palette they had two palettes from Too Faced. One was the Better Than Chocolate palette, I think, and I already have that one. And then there was another one that I just was like, I don't know, I wasn't really intrigued by. So this is the Always On Mood Board Earthy Vibes, and these earthy vibes. And just within the last like year, I have started liking green eyeshadow. I don't know. I should have liked it the whole time, but I didn't like it for the longest time. So this is my first Smashbox palette that I've ever owned, and I don't have as many green eyeshadow palettes. Do I have more than I probably should? Yes, but I thought it was more unique to my collection because look at these fun like chartreusey yellow colors. How fun is that? Anyways, it's nice to have a brand that I've never had before palette. Where I've had MAC palettes, I've had Too Faced palettes, I've had Tom Ford, even though we're not allowed to get those from this sale. So having a Smashbox palette, because I've never had a Smashbox palette, was fun. And these are fun, like summer into fall shades. All right, and that palette was originally $39 and I got it for $10. So all in all, with tax, I paid $64.56. Let's do a calculation of how much it would have been without the sale. Why? Because I think it would be fun. Sometimes it'll say on here, it says, you know, or is that just like Bath and Body Works? Bath and Body Works will be like, you saved $200. And I'm like, thanks, but I still spent $100. So thanks a lot, Bath and Body Works. But it always makes me feel better about spending so much because they try to, you know, swindle you by being like, look at how much you saved. Anywho, so let's add up. This would have been $194 plus tax, $200, right? And I got it for, you know, 60. Wait, let's add tax. So 64. I did much better. I saved $134. I also spent 64. But, you know, girl math, right? All right. Well, do you guys have a cosmetic company store in your towns? I think they're really only at outlet, like malls. And those are not in every town. Obviously, they're few and far between. The two closest to me are both over an hour away. So do you have a cosmetic company store where you live? If you do, you should check it out. I mean, did I get the best selection this time that I have in years past? No. But is it still really good? Like, I still think, you know, I saved $134 and I still got some fun things. I didn't get a foundation, even though I wanted one, but I have too many foundations. So I think actually having this liner is better than a foundation. What did you guys think? Did you like this video? If you did, like this video. If you stayed till the end, which you did if you're listening to me right now, I want you to put in an emoji of a blue heart, because the Cosmetic Company Store is this like navy blue. So let's do a blue heart to let me know that you watched till the end. Because when people watch to the end, it really helps my channel. It helps like the algorithm know that people are staying. I'm saying things that are interesting, that people are going to stay to my whole video. So staying to the end really helps my channel. So when you let me know that you did, I am going to personally thank you, to say thank you for staying to the end. Anywho, I hope that you have a great day. And I already said, if you like this video, like this video. If you want to see more from me, subscribe to my channel. If you want to be notified of my videos, push the bell. And most importantly, be nice to yourself because you're amazing. Have a great day. Bye.